I have been screenshotting and emailing tank top patterns to myself for the last month, and it seems like this is the week where they all get released. Here are 10 of my favorite tank top patterns for summer. Here are the requirements that I had for any of the patterns in this video. One, they needed to be a tank top, which just means that they have no sleeves on them. So basically, any top with no sleeves is going to count as a tank. The other requirement is that they must fit up to a 60-inch bust with the intended ease. And then the final thing is that the pattern is just available in English. Disclaimer for some of these patterns though, they are not yet released. So I am doing a little bit of sleuthing on Instagram and everything to figure out if they do fit these requirements and when they're coming out. If tank tops are not your style, I did do a spring tease video not too long ago, and I will make sure to link that one down below. Let's start with the tank top that I'm wearing. I was so pleased that I was able to find this today. This is not one of the 10 tank tops. This is just another one that I think is really, really great. I knit this last year in May of 2023, and this is the Ripple Camisole by Jessie Made Designs. Literally today, I opened up this bra that I'm wearing that I think works perfectly with this. I think I still have, I haven't even cut the tag off yet. I just ordered these from Hug or Hug or something. It's H-U-U-G. So first time wearing it, but so far I am a big fan. Now, as I go through all of these patterns today, I am going to be looking down at my notes a lot because I have tons of details to tell you. I have all the sizing, I have the release dates, the prices, and the details of how they are knit. There are 9 knitted tank tops and 1 crocheted one in this lineup. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. First up, we have the Mooncrush Tank by Jacqueline Sazlak. This one came out in June of 2022, and it retails for $10 US on Ravelry. All of these patterns I'm going to be linking to the Ravelry pages, although they may be available from other resources too. Now, this one comes with a finished bust of 36 to 68 inches with the intended positive ease of 4 to 6 inches. The yarn is fingering weight, and the designer used Pearl Soho field linen. Okay, I'm going to read the description that Jacqueline put in the Ravelry description box because it's just really, really good. I was like, I don't think I can say it any better than that. So we're going to listen to what Jacqueline has to say. The Mooncrush is a cool, color-blocked summer daydream of a tank. I really love that. Designed for play in both the knitting and the wearing. With deep armholes and wide shoulders, Mooncrush features a boxy, sporty silhouette that is equally well matched with your favorite cutoffs or layered over a linen sundress. I just thought that was like the best description, and it really is so cute. So you have an option to make this in, well, I guess you always have this option, but modeled, there's a 3-colored version that Jacqueline is wearing, and then there's a 2-colored version that another one of the models is wearing that's in black and white, and both look really, really cool. This just looks like a fun pattern to make. I know that Jacqueline said you can play with your knitting and also with your wearing of this design. It looks like there are also there's a cropped or full length option. And I am almost done knitting another one of Jacqueline's patterns, and they are so well written. All the customization in there is very, very clear. And I've really enjoyed making, although I haven't made this pattern, I've really enjoyed making one of their other patterns, the Sporty Shrug. So I would highly recommend this. This pattern does include intarsia knitting, which may be a new technique for you. I would say intarsia isn't difficult, but it is finicky, but there are lots of tips in the patterns for that as well. Today's video is brought to you by Craftsy. Craftsy is an online community and resource where millions of crafters, makers, and DIY enthusiasts find creative inspiration, advance their skills, and learn new ones along the way. Craftsy offers more than 2,000 exciting classes in over 20 popular categories like knitting, crocheting, quilting, sewing, baking, and so many more. I've been wanting to learn more about bread making, and Gemma Stafford's Bold Baking Academy has helped take all of the guesswork out of baking bread. I cannot wait until we're back in a house with an oven.
And if you're getting ready for sock week, you might like Susan B. Anderson's My First Toe Up socks. Susan has been designing for years and is a sock knitting expert.
With Craftsy, you can learn from anywhere and also watch things on your own time. Classes are broken down into easy to follow lessons. I love that I can learn directly from the experts because Craftsy has so many award-winning instructors, and the classes range all the way from beginner up to masters of their craft. Members also get unlimited access to thousands of classes, unlimited projects, and so many mouthwatering recipes. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the video description will get 1 month of premium membership to Craftsy for free. Thank you again to Craftsy for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the show. Number 2 is the Poet Top by Sari Nordlund. This one came out in April of 2024, and it retails for €590 or about $7 US. This one is a finished bust of 31.5 to 59.75 inches with the intended ease of -2 or like -2 to +2 inches. A bird is making a really weird sound right now. So with this one, I will say, I would like to see the 60-inch bust be able to have that +2 inches as well. So this one's kind of on the edge of my requirements. So I just wanted to note that and keep that in mind in case that is your size, that you would not be able to have that +2 inches of fit without making some adjustments to the pattern or gauge. However, you could work with that -2 inches of fit if that is a fit that you like. This is a really, really beautiful all over lace top. The designer used a fingering weight yarn called Ovis Etc. It is a 100% silk, a Tussa silk, so kind of dressy, a little bit of sheen to it. It's knit seamlessly from the top down. You knit the back and front separately and then join them. I don't know, I just think it's a really pretty top that's like kind of a little bit dressier. I don't know. I find tanks can be very much like a dressing up an outfit, right? Like I feel much more dressed up in this than I do a cotton t-shirt or a wool t-shirt. When I'm wearing knitting, I just feel a little bit fancier. Sari does say that this is best suited for cotton, viscose, or linen blends, something that has a good stitch definition and something that is one color to show off the design. Number 3 is the Virginia Top by Joji Locatelli. This one came out in December of 2021, and it is $8 US. Sizes for this one start out quite small, 28 inches, all the way up to 70 inches with the intended negative ease of 0 to 2 inches. So a really large size range, which is great. Joji used fingering weight yarn, Chili Knits, noob fingering. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's 100% superwash merino, and it is a speckled yarn. Of course, you could do many different things with this. So when you first see this pattern, you're gonna go, okay, this looks like a vest. It doesn't really look like a tank top. Joji has on like a button down in one of the photos. I think maybe a short sleeve top in another photo. The reason that I picked this for this tank top video is because of this Instagram post that I saw about a month ago, where Joji's wearing the top on its own. So nothing underneath it, like as far as another shirt layer. So it's just basically a tank top or a vest with nothing else. And it looks really, really good that way. I know that it came out in December, so it was probably intended to be more of a layering piece, but I think it looks beautiful as a vest. This is such a fun pattern. It's got this beautiful all over texture, and then it has lace like going up. I think there's maybe 3 bits of lace on the size that Joji's wearing, and it kind of looks like cables. It just looks like a really fun piece to make. It is top down, one piece, no seams, and very little finishing. I got that from the description. And it is named Virginia after Joji's mom, which I think is really, really sweet. The neckline and armholes are finished with an I-cord. So not that much finishing to do, which makes it probably a quicker knit after doing all of that lace and texture. It's nice to have some easy finishing. Next up, we have a brand new pattern. This is the Phoebe top by Amy Shure. It came out in June of 2024, this month, and it is $10.50 US dollars. The sizing on this one is a little bit different. So it is an upper bust measurement, which just means up here instead of around the full bust. The upper bust measurement, or an actual upper bust measurement, not a finished size, of 31 inches to 60.25. So if your upper bust measures that, your size is covered in here. The intended negative ease is about 0 to 1 inch. I kind of had to read between the lines for some of these patterns. So please, if you are looking more into these, look a little more into the notes. And of course, once you get the pattern, you can really read into that as well. Amy used fingering weight yarn, knitting for olive pure silk, which is a 100% silk yarn. Also suggested Wool Dreamers Siona, which is a 50% wool, 50% cotton. So another one that's using some plant-based fibers. I know wool, one of them's 50% wool, but it's nice to have that option for summer, especially if you're in a hotter climate like I am here in Tennessee. Actually, it's lovely today. I think it's just 80 degrees, but it's overcast and there's a little bit of a breeze. So I'm feeling really comfortable, even though I'm wearing something that's, I think, a 75-25, so 75% wool. It's very breathable and very nice. Okay, back to the Phoebe top. This one is worked bottom up and it is seamed. There are all over cables on it, big chunky cables, really, really pretty. It's seamed on the sides with a mattress stitch, but there's a purpose for the seams. There's actually two purposes. This is what Amy says in her description. The seams allow for different bust darts and widths between the front and back pieces. So that way you can really customize this to fit you well. It also provides structure for a plant fiber, knit. So sometimes seams are there for a reason, and it's nice to have that structure in there. What's cool about this pattern is that you can customize it to your body. There is a straight version where there's no shaping, and then there's a curvy version that has like bust darts and other shaping in it. And Amy shared a really cool photo on Instagram. I'll share it here from one of her testers. One of her testers did a straight version and then did a curvy version, and you can see how different the fit is. And they both look great, but they're both very different. Like one of them looks a little more cropped. It looks like it comes up higher in the front. And then the version knit with the bust darts makes the hem at the bottom even. So depending on the look that you're wanting, plus your own size and shape, you're able to customize it to fit you how you want it to look. Now we're getting into some patterns that have yet to be released, so I'm going to be making a lot of assumptions here. So this one is a new tank top / dress coming from Tori U. It is currently in testing. I just got the testing call about 6 days ago, and I don't have a name for it. She didn't share a name on Instagram, so I am calling it the Tori Tank, and that's what I'm going to call it down below, and that is not what it's called. So definitely check back in and follow along Tori Knits NYC so that you can see what this actually becomes. My guess for when this will come out is probably not until August, because the tester call just went out a week ago, and it's not just a tank top, but also a dress, and that takes a while to knit. Based on all of Tori's other patterns, I would guess that this pattern is going to be about $8.50 US dollars, but it could be more because it is a dual pattern, a tank top and a dress. Typically, Tori includes sizes between 34 inches and anywhere between like 66 to 70 inches for her garment patterns. Now, I did find out about the yarn. It was on the Instagram post that I found, and it is a fingering weight Moondrake Pika Pika, which is an interesting blend. It is 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 20% rami, which is a type of linen. I was on the Moondrake website. I already love Moondrake's colors, and this yarn looks so cool. I definitely want to make something with this at some point in the near future. So all of this is speculation as far as how this design is constructed, because I took the Instagram photo and I screenshot it and I was zooming in trying to figure out where the cast on edge was, where the bind off edge was. So my guess is that this is made from the top down, because it looks a little bit like there's a cast on edge here, but it's really hard to tell and I have zero clue. What we can tell so far is that this has a really kind of, I don't know the right name for it, but like a triangular front where it's flat here, and the armholes like come in and they have a really wide kind of a band on them. And then the rib goes all the way down the sides of the tank and also all the way down the sides of the dress, which I think is really cool. I don't know, it just looks really, really nice. So I think this is an interesting one. Keep an eye out for it because it will be coming out at some time in the future. Number 6 is the Bloomfield top by Magdalena Parker. And this one is also not out yet. It's currently in testing, though the designer did say it will be coming out sometime after July 15th. So hopefully there's not too much more of a wait for this one. I think I'm really into cables lately because this one has a beautiful all over cable design, but hold on. Let me get to those other details. So most of this designer's patterns are 11 US dollars, or their garment patterns are. So I would guess it would be around 11 US dollars. The finished bust of, I think this was included in the Instagram post, was 31.5 inches to 63 inches with an intended ease of 0. The designer listed their size and bust and their ease was 0. So that's what I'm kind of going with for the guess for how it's intended to be worn. They used something called a super light DK, but then the designer also listed it as fingering. So kind of trying to comb through that here, but they did list their yarn, which was a Como Cashmere by Lamana. And it is a 70% wool and 30% cashmere. Now, this is made from the top down. The shoulders are done with German short rows, and the cables on this, oh my gosh, they're so pretty. They're just really simple, but something about the combination, I think, of the yarn and how close the cables are put together, and then like the classic shape of this tank top just makes it look so dressy. I think also because she has it tucked into like trousers, just makes it look like something you could wear to work, you could maybe wear out, you could wear when you're like kind of dressing up on the weekend to go somewhere. I don't know what the bottom of this looks like because it's tucked into their pants on all of the photos, but based on the other parts of it, I'm gonna guess it's some kind of little rib. So again, another one to watch out for coming very soon. Next, we have our crochet design. This is the Whiteshell Tank by Janine Miska. It came out in April of 2024, and it retails for $9.50 Canadian or $7.24 about US dollars. It is designed to fit a bust 28 inches to 62 inches. Oh, there's an airplane. This tank is made in DK weight cotton, specifically Lion Brand 24/7 cotton, which is a 100% cotton. Now, it is crocheted seamlessly in one piece from the top down. It's got an all over texture on it, and then it has these really thick bands on it that just make it look so classic, such a nice, clean, modern shape. The designer also says that it is a bra-friendly top, and if you look at the back of it, you can see that the back like comes wide and also all the way up, so you don't have to fuss over thick strap, thin strap, like I have been with this one for over a year. If you are somebody who loves to get the same yarn that the designer used, it does also come as a kit from Lion Brand, so you can order directly from Lion Brand and you get all of the yarn, the 24/7 cotton, along with a copy of the pattern. Number 8 is the Tolsta Tank by Rebecca Clow, or Clow. Actually, I need to figure out how to say that. This one just came out this month, June of 2024, and it retails for £7. Thank you everyone last time who told me it's not Great British pounds, it's just pounds or pounds sterling. So £7 or $9.34 US dollars, just about. The finished size for this is 32.25 inches to 69.5 inches with the intended positive ease of 1 to 3 inches. This is made with a DK weight or a 4-ply. So there's so much customization in this pattern. I'm gonna try to share all of it, but you should definitely go to the project page if this one catches your eye and read more through it. But from what I could tell, you can use DK or you can use a 4-ply, which I believe is a heavier fingering weight yarn. The designer used Sandusgarn line, which is an interesting blend. 53% cotton, 33% rayon, 14% cellulose. Or they also suggested Drops Bell, which is the same like fiber content. So something super interesting. This is the companion to the Tolsta tee, which is a very popular design. When I was looking for t-shirt patterns, so many of you sent this one my way. I think I like the tank top like slightly more. I really like this tank top, and I think it's because of all the different options on it. So it's knit bottom up. There are 3 options for the neckline, which is amazing. There is a rounded neck, like vest-like one. There's the camisole, and then there's the square neck version. All versions are started the same, so you can get started and then decide later. There's also endless customization. So looking through the description on Ravelry, I think I needed to purchase the pattern to really understand all of these, but there were B, D, and F cup options with bust shaping. There are obviously the different necklines that I just shared. You can also customize the straps. I think there was like I-cord or folded straps. You could stripe the whole thing. One of the designers' samples is striped. You could add lace because it's a pretty simple pattern. You could just throw in something. And then I don't know, there's just so many things in there. There's also a lot of guidelines on how to choose your size, how to measure yourself. There was an indicator in there, like if your upper bust and your full bust have like this difference, choose this size. Anyway, it is definitely something that has something for everybody in it. I just think it's the cutest thing, and endless customization. I mean, I feel like you're getting more than one pattern out of one pattern. Number 9 is the Rolled Edge Tank by Jessie Made Designs. So the funny thing about this one is its release date is today, the day this video comes out. And Jessie made a very vague Instagram post that I got all of this information from. I'm calling it like her Taylor Swift release post, and there's like not that many details on it. So I did the best I could to kind of pull information from the photos, and also from her previous patterns. And then like I've made a couple of her patterns. So this is all speculation. Essentially, it is coming out today. So I will have the actual link to the pattern in this description as soon as it's available. All of her patterns pretty much are $12 US, but there's also a choose what you pay model for newsletter subscribers that need financial assistance. So you can read more about that in her pattern description. So I'm gonna guess that this pattern will be similar to her others, where there is a 28-inch to 60-inch to fit bust measurement. So that means fitting people who have a 28-inch to a 60-inch bust. I do know about the yarn because that was included. It is a fingering weight yarn. It's called Farmer's Daughter Fibers Confluence Cotton, which is an 80% Targhee Rambouillet, which is a wool blend, and 20% cotton. And I got to see this yarn when I was in Montana at Farmer's Daughter Fibers, and it's a really awesome yarn. Okay, now about the actual tank top itself. I'm actually just so sad that I couldn't read the actual description that Jessie puts in her patterns because she is so funny the way that she describes everything. So it kills me not to be able to read it. But what I can tell is that this is a pretty like classic silhouette tank top that has a rolled edge on the neck and the sleeves, which makes it not only just kind of like an easier knit because you're not having to do a bunch of different stitches, but also something that's going to be fast and very nice, clean lines. A lot of her designs have customization for the length, so she might include like a crop and full length and different amounts of yarn that you need for that. The bottom has a thin garter stitch, like maybe 6 rows of garter stitch, and it kind of scoops. So like you can see on the side that it comes up a little bit. So there's going to be some shaping or something there to make that scoop. It's really, really cute. I have made this This tank top from Jessie Made. I've also made her mini mock neck tank. Her patterns are really well written, really helpful in customization. So even without knowing all the details, I can highly recommend this one, and more details will be out today. And finally, number 10 is the C-Stitch Tank by Brianna Lapino. This one is coming out in June 2024 in about 2 weeks. Most of her patterns retail for about $9 US, so that's going to be my guess for this. It has a finish size of 28 to 68 inches with the intended negative ease of 2 to 6 inches. So a nice large size range. See, she suggests 3 of her different bases, all fingering weight. Sunfish, which is a 75-25, Laser, which is a 100% merino, or Catamaran, which is a 75% BFL, 25% nylon. Now, this is a top-down kind of classic shaped tank top, just a perfect staple in your wardrobe. It's got rib details on the top and on the sides, and then it has 2 different options as far as the length and the bottom. So one of the first options is kind of like a high-low, and it has an I-cord on it. So definitely more cropped, and then the back is a little bit longer. And then the other option is just a straight hem with a rib on it. So again, very, very classic, very, very simple, a perfect staple to your summer wardrobe. Also, some of her testers used 2 colors, so they changed the rib to have a different color. And I just think it looks really, really cute. So there are 10 wonderful tank top patterns for this summer. I don't have a tank top actually like on my to-do list yet, even though after putting together all of these today, I am really itching to make one, but I'm trying to be disciplined and I'm trying to work through my intentional wardrobe list. And my first thing is to make a t-shirt. So that's what I'm going to be doing first. Every single pattern that I just talked about is going to be linked down below, including my project page for this one. And if you're looking for more pattern ideas, I will put my pattern idea playlist down below, as well as that spring t-shirt video if you're also looking for tops with like little short sleeves that will be perfect for summer and for fall, and honestly for any time of the year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!